Hey there! Let's talk about solving inequalities. So these two symbols are pretty well known. The one on the left is the greater than sign, and the one on the right is the less than sign. And if we put a line underneath, it makes it the greater than or equal to sign and the less than or equal to sign. So you can tell by the side that's open is the side that's greater. So if we have x here, it means x is greater than whatever is here. And same thing for here, it's just the opposite. Alright, so let's get started. We want to start out a little easier here. So 4x is greater than 16. What we need to do is just like an equation, we need to isolate x. So divide by 4 and we get x is greater than 4. And that's pretty easy. Here's a similar example, except now that it is negative, we're actually going to do something different. So same thing, divide -3, but now when we write the equation, we actually have to flip the sign. So instead of x is less than, it's actually x is greater than. Because when you have a negative sign, you always have to flip it when you multiply or divide, because it actually messes up the whole number sign. So now knowing that, let's move on to some harder things. So let's try this one. So first thing we need to do is distribute. So 2x plus 6, and same thing on the other side. Now, before we divide 2, we need to get rid of the 6 by subtracting. 2x is less than or equal to 8. And that would be divide by 2, x is less than or equal to 4. So let's try a couple more practice problems. Let's start off with the one at the left. So first thing we need to do is multiply both sides by 7. 7, 7, and we would get x plus 2 is greater than 14. Subtract, x is greater than 12. On the right side, we have another distributive. So distribute is less than or equal to 2x, and we want to make x positive. So 5x is greater than or equal to -6, and we can just flip that easily and divide on both sides. X is greater than or equal to -6/5. So here we have a little bit more of a complicated problem because there's actually two inequalities at once. So what you would do is do the same concepts. So we would still subtract 3, but now we're subtracting it on 3 sides. 3, and we would get 2 is less than or equal to -2x, less than or equal to 12. And now we can just divide because we still want to isolate x. So we divide everything by -2. And remember, something special we need to add here. When we multiply or divide with a negative number, we need to flip everything. So 1 is greater than or equal to x is greater than or equal to -6. And this makes logical sense. This whole thing is our solution. Thank you for watching. This has been Solving Linear Inequalities by SATFreePractice.com.